Good morning, good morning. I'm trial and error. Finally got this going with my mic and stuff. Um, Currently have nobody watching. Didn't have really anybody that I wanted to watch the first time. Kind of wanted this as an introduction video for my gaming channel. A little late here, 14 minutes late. Took me 14 minutes to figure this out. Okay. Anyway, I wanted to start a channel. I was praying one day and I kind of was guided in a weird way by God. And then a friend brought it up that, saying that, I'm surprised you don't have a gaming channel. And especially since there's some games that I really hold dear, they're really special to me. And I take time to learn those games so I can help people. And then also, I wanted to create a place that is a safe space for people to come. I know with the gaming channels that I've watched, there's just a lot of negativity, and I don't take games that seriously. I take games as serious as they're supposed to be. So I don't fly off the handle. I don't do like lore, even though I love stories. And I probably will do lore time to time in my life, especially when I do Fallout. But I don't go off the handle and belittle people for what they like, what they don't like. Um, and I'm very spiritual, so I also wanted to create a place where people can talk not only about gaming, but also about just life in general. To be there, if you need to talk to somebody, I will, welcome, a couple of people if you wanted to be a part of the live stream. Um, just say, shoot me a message and say, hey, I want to talk about this subject a little bit. Now, I don't want to talk about politics. I don't want to talk about anything that is negative. I want everything to be very positive and to build other people up. Um, I know what it feels like to be just chopped down. I've been that way my entire life. Pretty much treated like an outcast, even by my own family. So I never really had anybody to say, hey, it's okay to be different. It's okay to go against the grain, to be like quote unquote black sheep of the family. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. Um, those of us who go through that journey, um, toot your own horn, you're really special. Um, you are special because we see things that other people before us did not see, and even our siblings, we may see things that they don't see, and that is okay. That is okay. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. As I said, I don't have any viewers, so I'm talking to the person who just stumbles upon my video. I'm talking to you, and if this interests you, stay. If it doesn't, that's okay. That's okay. If you are like, I don't want to listen to this voice anymore, or if I don't want to watch her game, that's completely okay. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. I have not been very good this morning, so I'm probably going to take a little bit to get back onto the bowl of things. So if the music is too loud, I apologize. This is going to be a trial and error for me. I've always wanted to stream, but I was always told it wasn't good enough. Always told things, and I believe them instead of believing in myself and God, seeing myself how God sees me. I looked at the people and I tried to kind of make myself something better. And but I failed to recognize that I was already better. I was already perfect in God's eyes. I didn't have to prove myself to anybody. I noticed I am not that young. I'm not that old either. No, I'm not that old. But it did take me, 30 years to recognize, and hopefully this can, resonate with other people who have gone through, things in their life, and they're coming upon a part of their journey where their heart's opening, their eyes are opening, and you feel alone. You're not alone. There's many of us out there who are feeling this pull. Don't worry. So I'm not going to stop rambling here and pick where I'm going to go. I have been not paying attention very much. I guess I'll go here. About the game. I have been trying to figure out the live stream part. So anyway, this is a new channel, and it's going to be just mostly me streaming. I'm not going to really do very many videos, um, because I don't really have the software and stuff to do editing and stuff. But I also like the connectivity that I get with people. Uh, it's like one of the main things that I like to do is just connect with people, talk to people, um, be there for people if you need to be there, or just chit chat. That's what I'm there for. I love to chit chat. I love God, and I love to spread His word to people. Anyone who's willing to listen, anyone who's on the fence. If you need to pray, I will pray for you. We can pray over broadcast. I don't mind one bit of sharing His word and the glory that is of God. It definitely has given us, me especially, very big gifts, and I feel very blessed. I think of a lot of us can say that we probably should not be here today, but by the grace of God, we are. We're here. We're here to tell our stories and be present in the world. Alright, so I am like pretty new to Fortnite still. I have not been playing all that long. I think I came on the end of last season. I did finish the board, and a friend of mine got me kind of into this, and I wanted to give it another try. I tried it when Fortnite first started and was not very impressed, but I didn't realize they had all these different game modes, I guess. So he introduced me, and then I got my hubby to go because he was also like me. He's like, I'm not going to play Fortnite. It's a child game. It's boring, and yeah, And unbeknownst to us, we actually took a liking to it, which is that's completely okay. Nothing wrong with that at all, right? So games are here for us to, like, I like to say decompress. So I make time for God Bible study. I make time for Him all the time. And one thing that I also needed to make sure is I make time for myself to unwind. And I found that gaming was actually my go-to. Like, I'm able to like really let go of the wrongs in the world, and then I can also game and pray at the same time. So I'm able to give God my attention. Not a lot of people can do that. I do my one-on-ones with meditating. That's always like really, really special for me, because just that one-on-one with God, you definitely feel His love and His kindness for His children. And when you start to really go to Him, the love that you feel is just, it's astronomical. It's out of this world. Let's just say that it's out of this world. I'm sure a lot of people can agree. Once you do find Him and you go to Him and you give everything to Him, it's just like you get a new lease on life. It is a lease on life, a new lease. Everything's taken away at that point. And I'm not talking about like in a bad way. I'm talking about where you think that, I want this, and I'm not getting it. What's wrong? What did I do? And it's not really about what you want. God knows what you want, but He's like, that's not what you need. And that was actually a realization for me recently. So, um, it was a big moment for me of just crying and um, forgiving myself, and knowing that the things that are gone, the things that are no longer with me, were a part of building. So the saying, life can either make you or break you. Well, I didn't let it break me. I didn't let it break me. I got someone on my tail right here. I'm gonna rush them. I know it's odd that you're saying, Christians playing this game. Yeah, it's just a game, and this isn't a religious channel by any means. I'm not really a religious person. I'm a very spiritual person, but I'm not going to shove religion down your throat or anything. This is just a place where I want to make where people can. There you are. Where people can come in and just be present, enjoy the game with me. And if you want a game, you can do games for sure. Um, you went up top. Sorry, I get quiet when I better get going. I get quiet when I'm focusing, so I'll have to make sure I'm being mindful when talking to everybody, when and if I get an audience. I don't know how well this is going to turn out. I just hope that it finds the people that it was supposed to find. And that's all I really want, is just to find the people that it was meant to find. The people that can relate to everything. And I'll share my story a little bit more as I go. I don't want to bombard everybody all at once. So if this does interest you, and you just want to kind of talk and get to know somebody or get to know other people, because we are not alone. There's others like us. And I just really did that. That was bad. Yeah, just follow and join me. I haven't really done my schedule yet for how long I plan to stream, or I guess when I plan to stream. It's just going to be probably once, twice a week, maybe twice to three times a week, really. I'll be working from home, so I'll have more time, and the gaming really helps me, it helps me center myself and focus. Odd, right? Because you have to focus on the game, but no, it does. It helps me focus, and oddly enough, after I game, I just go straight to the Bible and start reading, and I just start talking to God and start meditating, and it is it's really a nice change from harsh realities. Because even though that our trust is all in God, things still happen in our life where it makes it a little difficult, and I guess everybody can really relate to that. That is something that's relatable to people, and it's okay. You don't have to be ashamed of things that happen in your life, because they happen to everybody. We all go through challenges. We all go through and face things that are meant to break us, and we don't get broken. And we actually learn from those things that are supposed to break us, um, and we just excel. We excel. It may not seem like it at first, and believe me, for me it didn't. I went a couple of years through a lot of hardships, and it was even at one point where my kidneys were. I had been with my now hubby, who was who was also in a dark place. We definitely are meant for each other, and God used us to help each other. So I'm definitely thankful for God for putting me in that situation, because if it wasn't for me entering in this situation, um, I honestly don't think that my hubby would have changed and he would have stayed in that dark place. And he actually had, and he is quite okay with this, with me sharing. Oh no, that was horrible. I was not paying attention. I thought that that other person was by themselves. Um, but yeah, so I've gone through this big change where a little snippet of my life is that there's definitely things in my life where I should not have been. Um, I shouldn't have made it. I should have died. I should not have been walking. I should not have been alive at all. One instance was when I was pregnant at the time. I went in because I had just discovered I was pregnant. Um, I believe, I want to say 6 or 8 weeks along. I can't quite remember. This is quite a few years ago. And they did blood work, just normal blood work for my pregnancy. And I get a phone call from at work. And at the time before my hubby's mom passed away, I was working with her. And I ran to her and she's like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And I'm like, "Well, they're telling me I need to go to the emergency room now. They're saying that my blood work come up really abnormal and they're really scared that something can happen at any second." They didn't really tell me, like over the phone, what exactly was wrong. They just were like, "We need to get you to the emergency room, like as soon as possible." So she was like, the doctor was like, "I already called ahead. They're waiting for you. You could either go to the one that's in your town, or you can go to Madison, which is a town that has the larger hospital, more specialties, and etc." It kind of scared me. I was like, I don't know what to expect. I don't know what's going on, and I was telling her. So she's like, "Okay, get your stuff together. Don't worry about anything for your job. I'll finish it when I get back. Let's get to. We'll go to the house because they said that you're gonna need a bag and overnight because you're not gonna go home." I didn't realize that that was gonna be a start of me fighting for my life. At that point, they were worried about the hemoglobin, but his mine was really down because usually if your hemoglobin's at 7, they'll initiate a blood transfusion at that point. Mine was at like 5.2, and I didn't realize the like how dire it was at that time. Fast forward, they took some more tests and were like, "Okay, your kidneys are not functioning properly, so we've got something going on. Definitely something going on with you." And they're thinking, they're like just racking their brains on what it could possibly be. And an autoimmune disease was like the very first thing that they came across. And I was like, "What do you mean? Like, are you talking about like a disorder like leukemia?" And they're like, "Yeah, it could be something like leukemia." Um, so they ran some tests, and I was in the hospital for um, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. They did confirm that I actually had stage 3 multiple myeloma, and the kidney function on why it was so dire. My kidneys were only functioning at 7% at the time. 7%. Now, that is actually considered kidney failure. And then it was like, really crazy, you know? When you think about it, I didn't really understand the situation all that well, but I didn't do the research at the time. I was just like, let's get through this. I'm gonna fight through this. I'm not gonna let this stop me. And when that came, I was not really given the opportunity to really do much. The very few hours following the preliminary diagnosis because they had to take a bone marrow biopsy and do that before they can confirm what it was I had for sure. But they're like, yes, this is the preliminary. This is based off of because I had a kidney biopsy, and they told me that the chances of me surviving um, to keep my baby were very slim. They said that the chances of you both surviving are not good. And then the what we're worried about is that if you go through with the pregnancy, that you will give birth to the baby prematurely. And I'm so dead. um, so they were talking about the possibility of me just passing away shortly after birth because the cancer would be really pretty much too far gone. There'd be no way for me to really go back because they needed to start treatment immediately, and there's no chemo that would be available for my treatment that I could keep the pregnancy. Um, so we had hours to make that decision, not even that, because they needed to know that day so they can schedule it the next day. They said that it had to be done, that it was so bad. My blood, everything was just filled with cancer, and they wanted to start treatment as soon as possible. So we made the decision. We had a family meeting, and one of the heartbreaking parts of that, and it makes sense as I go on with my story, that one of the heartbreaking things is that I had my parents on call because they live in Idaho and I'm all the way in Wisconsin, and they really didn't seem really too interested or to care, and that really hurt. I just had my hubby's mom, my mother-in-law, and and then my hubby there to help, and we were asking the hard questions, and we're trying to think of any way that we could keep the baby, and it was just nothing aligned well, and I could feel something pulling to that decision that yes, I wanted the baby, but that's not what was needed for me. At the time I didn't understand, so we made the decision, and I went through with the DNC, and immediately that as soon as I was done, within like the next 2 hours, they were already on the phone getting me transferred to UW, as I was at a different hospital at the time, at UW as a cancer center. So they transferred me the same day. Extremely difficult. This was during COVID, the height of COVID. So we were fighting not only to get one person addicted to the two people that were there, for me. Sorry. So it was like an uphill battle, and I didn't even get time to really mourn the loss of our child. It was just, you gotta fight, and you gotta fight. And at the time, I hadn't given up on God. At that time, I was still very, and I wasn't like, I didn't go to church or anything, but I still held him in my heart. And I remember the doctor saying that they gave me, before starting chemo, they gave me some medication to help. They thought that would help, and they were astonished that my body was reacting so well to these steroids that it was actually killing the cancer. And when I started doing chemo, my kidneys started to heal at a very good, rapid pace, and everything just leveled out. The doctor was astonished at everything, all my progress. I was diagnosed officially September 27th of 2020, and I was going through treatment from September up until February, and the doctor um, leading up to February was going with me saying that you've really gone through all your treatments really well. Your body is really holding steadfast to this, and it's healing. Um, they, of course, were like, it's a treatment. And part of me was like, no, it's not treatment. It's not just a treatment. Um, and then by March, the end of March, I was already ready. They had to do all the preparations from February into early March for me to make sure I was healthy, like my heart, nothing. And then they found out that the cancer not attacked anything else, just my kidneys. My bones had no pockets. It didn't affect because it's a bone marrow disease. It's a cancer. It goes to the bone marrow, my blood. There are no pockets. It didn't affect my bones. It didn't affect anything else, just my kidneys. And my kidneys are, of course, the kidneys can repair. They can repair themselves. So it was just like, wow, that's a miracle. I was so bad off, and I've got the end stage of this cancer, and it had only attacked one of my organs that actually could revitalize itself and can heal. So it was just like, wow. And I'm sorry for rambling here. But at the end of March, I was scheduled to have a stem cell transplant. They had taken me 2 different times, and each session was like 3 to 4 hours of just sitting there and getting my stem cells, the healthy stem cells, harvested. So when I go in for my stem cell transplant, they have healthy ones, and they took 2 batches because they said that if it did come back, I would be, since I reacted so well to all the treatments, that they felt that they would be able to do another stem cell transplant at that time. So we did 2 different batches. So end of March, I'm situated in the hospital, and I get my stem cell transplant. And I didn't realize how dire that was either. The doctor pretty much was like, this is a life or death situation. I was in the hospital for 2 weeks. The side effects of that high dose chemo that they give you was pretty much like a living hell. I won't deny that at all. It was pain and torture. You couldn't eat or drink without just pain. And the doctor was like, you could die. I was on constant. I didn't at the time realize it, but like I was under constant supervision because I could just flatline at any moment in time. My body could just give up. And as I look back now, I'm like, oh, wow, God was definitely there with me. He was definitely there with me. And I just hold on to that now. But after I started healing from chemo, I started to fall into the darkness again. I started to resent God for making me choose. Because it was pretty much my life over my child's. And I blamed him. And I know that now I shouldn't have, because all of that was because I needed that. It was something that, again, it goes back to that life is either going to make you or break you. And it was a lesson that God can give and He can take away. But when He takes away, it's not anything personal. It's not anything that He's not punishing you. He's not doing anything. It's something that is necessary. It's something that's necessary. And I know that now. So I guess the message for that part is just don't fall into that trap that evil wants you to, and blame God. If you do suffer loss, don't curse Him for the loss. Thank Him for the opportunity that you had, with that person. and just be thankful because they were part of a lesson that you learned to make you who you are, to make you be strong. And that way you can help other people who are going through similar situations that feel hopeless and that feel lost. And that's kind of like what I feel. And I feel like I am like destined to help people. Let them know that it's not the end of the world. People go through things and it's hard. And God doesn't intend that to be hard. It's not his intentions, but sometimes he has to hide us away, and that makes us susceptible to being hurt. And I have a past of being hurt. Like my entire life, it's like all I ever felt was torture. I've always felt tortured, even when I got in with my relationship with my hubby for the first time. He was an alcoholic and he was abusive, and I endured, just years of being told and made to believe that I was nothing. And it was just a really hard thing. And people ask me now, why are you still with him? Like, why are you still with him? If he was so horrible to you. I was like, no, he wasn't horrible to me. He was lost just like I was. He was lost just like I was, and he was falling into the trap that the devil wanted him to fall into. I didn't blame him for any of it. And I get faced with that question a lot, and I'm always told, to share my story because it's a story that people can change. People can change. And you have to recognize and follow God, because there are people who are out there who are bad, and they will hurt you out of just the fun of it. Those people, if they don't find God, if they don't make that choice, they cannot be saved. But if you have God in your heart, those people have God in their heart, they're going to change the evilness, the wicked ways that they have, because they don't want to lose you. So if you are going through situations where you feel hopeless, just know that God is there. God is there. Don't feel like you've been abandoned. You have not been abandoned. Oh shoot. I'm not paying attention. Oh. I didn't pick up that health pack either. Well, that's okay. I will find some other health packs around the way. I'm not too far out from the circle. And I'm sorry to ramble, and if it doesn't make sense, I apologize for that too. It's not my intention to ramble on like a mad woman. I gotta get the, oh. I really need to get a jetpack. I am not really good at this game at all. There's somebody up ahead here. Dooper doop dooper. Yeah, they're there. There we go. We're shooting here, but I don't think I really want to partake. Get out of the storm here. I'm doing really bad not paying attention to my surroundings. That's like one of the things that when I play with a friend of mine, they're always like, God focus, God focus. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I gotta focus, I gotta focus. I try to focus, you know? I am really good at these guns. They are like the best I've been able to find so far. And I'm always told, don't get too comfy, don't get too comfy. I know, because you don't get them all the time. But these are by far like my favorite of this season, honestly. Alright, let's get to move on here. And if there's anybody who wants to play a match or two, you're welcome to join. My gamer tag now is actually a reflection of my old life. I haven't changed it yet, but it's frisky_kitten666. Yep, that's how I used to be. Like I said, I used to forsake God back after I lost my pregnancy and went through everything, and I was blaming him, not being aware that he did all those things for me. The loss of the baby, I started thinking of it differently. Like, I started to be thankful, and I was thankful for the time that I had with my baby. I was thankful for the time that I had with anybody, that's left my life, you know. It's just, it's a really hard concept to wrap your head around at first, but when you start seeing the bigger picture, it's definitely something that's really beautiful. And it is. And I'm not saying the loss of a child is beautiful. I'm saying that the way that God works is beautiful. Because if I hadn't gone through with that decision, I would have left my hubby. Because I most likely would have died. And if I didn't die, we would have been in a situation where we would have brought a child into a negative surrounding, because we were still working on it ourselves. We were still growing, and we were still maturing ourselves and trying to find God. I didn't realize it at that time. You know, I didn't realize that it was a much bigger picture than just me and him. It was like, if we would have brought that baby into the world, that baby would have known nothing but anger and fighting, and I didn't want that. I didn't want that at all. Sorry, I get quiet when I focus. But yeah, this is actually turning into a really good match. And not too shabby at all. I have to be very diligent though. People could be coming on either side. We got some people up ahead right here. And I do like to run into the battle sometimes. If I know I've got something that I can strategically go up against people with, um, I'll do that. But if it's something where I don't feel it's a cause, I'll ignore it. I think this one here would be great. They're going to be moving up towards me, so I'll be able to hunt them. It's a good game so far. I'm actually surprised. I was doing so bad earlier. I got like 69th, I think, or yeah, I think it was like 60 something, 67th or something like that. I was just not paying attention. I was trying to figure out my audio on the live. And I haven't even checked if it's working. It was earlier. I found out I had myself muted, which I was unaware. Don't ask. It's just me. Sometimes I have moments like that. This train is coming into service. I have enough time to... I think I'm gonna leave the train. Something I really need, except for ammo. And you don't really get ammo on there. It's just mostly the... If you're lucky to get the weapon, then yeah. Oh, there's some ammo. But I will welcome everybody. So if you do want to join me and just chat and share stories and just pray, I would love to pray with people as well. If you need prayers, you know, I am more than willing to pray for you. Absolutely would. Uh-oh. Yeah, I just did that to myself. Thankfully, I've enough time to exit out of here. What I'm looking for is a jetpack. If that's what you're wondering, I'm hitting all the crates and stuff, so I'm just looking for a jetpack. That gives you a little bit of a leverage with people that I found. I don't really lucky with it. Someone has a jetpack though, because I just heard. And then there's the... Look at here. Let's see if I get lucky. It's a shield. Not exactly what I want, but... Yeah, I'm in the thing. I'm not too worried. Not too worried. It's just right here. I remember playing with a friend of mine, and I would get so jittery when the storm would come up, and I'm like, oh, now it's just nothing, because you don't really take a whole lot of damage, especially if you're in locations... Oh, I got a car. Especially in locations where you have, like, a building that you can get to. I just don't ever worry about it. The only thing I'm worried about right now is that car. I don't have a jetpack, so I can't really get up and above. There's only 8 of us left. And I'm hoping there's like a healing pack up here. Oh, and there's the jetpack that I need. I'm gonna have to sacrifice that. Oh, there's the healing thing I need. Nope. I hate that it does that. Alright, so I got the jetpack. I should be like really golden now. Because I just gotta be very careful. Because there's somebody like right here that and they're in a car. Oh, I'm down 5th. That's not too shabby. I will take that. Alright, well, I think that I have been going for 47 minutes. Not quite an hour yet, but I'm going to leave it at this. I hope I didn't drown out too much of my channel, and I hope I didn't scare you away. I really do hope that if you like gaming like me, want something that's relaxed and you can just talk about different things. We don't always have to talk about God, but I have to give glory to God always, every moment that I can, because there are so many miracles that He does that we take for granted, and we don't stop and say, wow, thank you, God. Even though right now it may seem like I don't have much, I have everything that I need, and that's perfect. And then the one thing that I do have the ability to do is to reach out to people, and hopefully, especially those of you that are on the fence, I can show you that God is there for you. It's not too late. It doesn't matter what you've done. You know, Jesus died for us on that cross, for our sins. It doesn't matter how far gone you think you are, it is not too late. It is not too late to take everything and lay it at His feet and just give it all to God and to ask for forgiveness. It is putting your ego aside. It is putting your pride aside. It is laying everything. It is facing all of your fears. It is facing everything that had hurt you, and it's giving that to Him, because He doesn't want you to suffer. He wants you to be at peace. He wants you to love life. And honestly, you can do that, because I went through, my journey started last fall. It has been a really hard season to get through, but just stay strong and have that faith, hold that faith. And I've noticed that when I do hold that faith, like in the past where I was just trying to do everything and control everything, control, and I was just wondering, like, why is nothing working out? Like, why is it every time I tried to grab hold of something, it just slips through my fingers? And I didn't realize that is because I wasn't listening to God. I wasn't following His path. I wasn't listening to what He was telling me. And that's what darkness likes to do. It likes to slip you up. It likes to make you think that God's punishing you. It likes to make you think that whatever is going wrong is God, and it's not. Evil plays a really big part of that, and people are like, oh, evil doesn't exist. It does. It exists. It is all around us. It is constantly attacking you. It is constantly trying to pull you further and further away from God, and it's really, really real. And I firsthand got to know that. I went into a really bad place. I did self-harm. I tried to I did multiple times where I wanted to commit suicide. I have been on that verge in the darkness. I didn't want to live anymore, and I've been there. And I just want people to know that it's not too late. And if you just need to find someone that you can, kick it with, so to speak, and play games with, or if you want to just like come on and listen to stories of other people, I would absolutely love to have one or two other people on here to talk, and we can share our stories, and we can rotate that, week after week, and say, hey, this is what I've been through, and this is what God got me through, and I want to do that through gaming because gaming is something that we can all connect with. I met my hubby on Fallout 76. I had no intentions of actually of finding anybody. Um, I really had no intention because I thought I wasn't worth it to anybody. I have been told so many times throughout my life that I was nobody. No, everybody overlooked me. I was always chosen last. I was never invited to parties. I was never anything. I was always that quiet kid that people loved to pick and poke and prod. Um, and even through that, I was like, in looking back, I was always kind to people. It doesn't matter how many times people knocked me down, I got back up, and I would help somebody up. I would be that ear. I would be that encouragement, and it is a beautiful thing to look back now because I didn't understand then that I was being molded for what I'm going to do right now for my future. I've been through the darkness, and I do go in the darkness now. I've got God to light my way, and I trust Him. Even when that darkness is surrounding me, I know that I can close my eyes, and He is going to walk with me. He is going to guide me because He already knows what my future looks like. He has everything planned ahead. I trust Him. I trust Him fully. So I just want people to know, hey, we can have fun and game. We can goof around. We can do stories. I've got 2 dogs. I can tell stories about my doggos. I used to breed labs. I've got lots of puppy and lots of stories about that. I would love to share. I just would like to connect with people, and that's what this channel is going to be about. So I would appreciate the support. This is not about money. I don't care about money. Um, Honestly, that's like always been something on me that people are like, but you need money. Like, no, I need God. When people, what I like was reborn. I like to say reborn because it felt like I had died. It literally did feel like I had died. The old version of me is dead, is gone, and I was reborn, in the image of God. I was reborn with Jesus in me, with God in me, with that light to guide other people to Jesus, to God. I was there to be that lamp for somebody else who is struggling in the darkness. I see that now, and that's what I want to do. Um, I do have things that come to mind, and then if there's something that you want to talk about, I would be happy to talk about that with you. If it's not over a broadcast, I'll do it one-on-one. Um, if you just need somebody, just know that there are people. I am here, other people are here, and we want to help you. We don't want to see you suffer. God doesn't want to see you suffer. We want to see you prosper, and He wants to see you prosper. He wants to give you the land that He had promised our fathers before us. And we can absolutely get that. We definitely can. We just gotta have that faith in God. Just gotta have that faith in God, and don't give in to what everybody else wants from you. Don't give in to um, any of what other people say you should do, because that don't listen to God. Listen to God, because people aren't going to be reliable. Honestly, they're not going to be reliable. I've learned that time and time again, that people just, they will leave you when things get hard. When they can't get anything from you anymore, they'll leave you. That's what I have. You have to come to terms with that. That even the things that you love dearly, not everything is meant to carry forward with you when you start rising to succeed. Those people, they don't have your best interest at heart. They have what they can benefit from you. They want what you can give them, and then once you're not giving that to them anymore, you start to see them disappear. You start to see them vanish and drop off, and that's not a bad thing. That means that you're growing and you are you're radiating, higher than the frequency is is not high enough for you. You're radiating that frequency that is of love, of peace, of kindness. And not everybody can achieve that. They don't want to put the work in. So, um, yeah, definitely just keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. Just be strong. Lean into God. Let Him fight your battles for you. Because He knows the outcome. All you have to do is just lean into Him. And if you need help with any of that, if you need help, there are those of us that are there to talk to you, to help you through. If you need a hug, we're there to hug you. If you need a prayer, we're there to pray for you. So yeah, just don't give up. Don't give up. That's what the evil wants you to do. The devil wants you to give up. Don't give up. Because you're needed. You're special. You are wanted. You just haven't found your people yet. What was that? Sorry, I'm getting emotional here, and I am apologize. I really do apologize. I wonder if I can purchase this guy. War machine. So I can get this guy though, which is great. I thought I was going to be able to purchase that guy. I don't have anything I normally run with here. I'm really out of the loop. I think I can get up that way. After this match, I'll go ahead and end the broadcast. I just hope that my rambling doesn't scare you off, and that you, if you do want to join in, and if you want to watch my streams, if you want to play some Fortnite or Fallout, I play on PlayStation. I'm on PlayStation 5. I share it with my hubby, so I'm only going to be on in the mornings. If that's not, Cape, if you really do want to get on a match and talk and just give grace to God and praise God and pray. If you want to pray for people that you love, if you want to just pray for everybody in this world as we're going through this big shift, just let me know. I can make something work during the weekend if I don't have anything planned. If you want to, if you have other ideas that you want to talk about, any other topics and such, definitely just say, hey, I want to play, and here's some topics that we can talk to others about, and we can educate others about. That would be fantastic. I am all for that. I'm all for us coming together and uniting. I know that that's what the evilness does not want. The evilness does not want us to unite. They don't want us to be one. They don't want us to be a collective. They want us to feel separate. They want us to feel vulnerable and weak. And we're not that. We are very powerful. We are very strong. We have to just work together. We just have to work together. I'm way out of league here with these people. I've got nothing to my advantage whatsoever. I am really bad at this game sometimes. I'm gonna go see what they've got over here before the storm moves in. Oh, they didn't have really anything. It's not too bad of a match. This one's not too bad. I've gotten 3 terminations so far. And yeah, my name is not really anything of a meaning now that it used to be. It was actually chosen by my hubby at the time. This was during a period where we were both pretty in a dark place and trying to find our way. And I've been wanting to change it, and I'm waiting for the right time right now. God always says is timing, the timing for God. So it's what I do. I always wait for the timing of God, and it's just not the time right now. Because one thing that people are like on my Facebook and my Instagram and stuff, that I've got things on there like, oh, how can you be a Christian? Look what you used to do. Like how can you be a child of God? And it's like, yeah, that was part of like me. That was part of who I was. It's not now. You know, people change. There's someone there trying to shoot me. I think they're shooting somebody else. They have a war machine. But the bigger picture is that people are like, why, and it's like, no, I'm not hiding who I was. Who I was made me who I am today. And I'm not gonna hide that person from anybody. I'm not gonna hide who I was. I'm not gonna do that. That's not fair. I'm not perfect. You know, we're not perfect. People aren't perfect. And anyone who says that they're perfect, they're quite honestly full of it, because God sees. They can say that they haven't done this, they haven't done that. God sees. God knows all. That you cannot hide from him. So if they want to sit up high and degrade, you know, it just goes for anybody. Anyone who has been in an instance where you made some decisions in your past and you're rectifying that, you're keep shooting. You're trying to you're making your life better, and people keep throwing stuff in your face. Just know that those people are the ones that God is trying to remove from your life. Those are the people who want to see you fall. Those are the people who want to see you fail. They don't want to see that you are doing things that they couldn't do, and that's heal. You know, people don't want to see that at all. They don't like it. So when people are, actually I should probably do this. When people are pointing out your flaws, when people are pointing out your, that's not what I wanted. When people are pointing out your flaws and they're trying to tell you, you know, hey, you can't do that because you did this when you're, you know, a couple years ago you were doing OnlyFans. A couple years ago you were swinging, you were doing all this other stuff, and that's not how it works. God forgives. And if God can forgive, then we can forgive. You know, we can forgive ourselves. We can forgive others. We can forgive others that have done wrong to us. We have to be able to forgive. And the one thing that we forget is definitely forgiving ourselves. We are too hard on ourselves, and I am definitely guilty of that. I am so guilty of that. And I am surrounded by two two crowns. Um, so I'm guilty of being really hard on myself because I was listening to people. People were saying that I couldn't do this because I was from this background. You know, my parents were poor. I grew up on a really a rough childhood. It wasn't a bad childhood. My parents did what they could. You know, they did the best that they could, and I I recognized that. I recognized that they did what they could, and I don't blame them whatsoever. I love my parents dearly. It hurts that I don't get the support, but I understand that everything has to be on their time. You know, God's timing. If it's not up to me to change them. It's God, and they have to be willing to go through that change too. So I don't try to force things on people. Um, I just want people to know that don't feel like you're a lost cause. Don't listen to people who discredit you, say you're not good enough and whatnot because you are good enough. You can do anything that that you set your mind to, but because God, it's because of God, and then you will be in those instances where you you talk to these people and you're like what, how, and you're like God, because of God. I'm gonna try and snipe some of these people here. There we go. There's one down. Oh, we got some people down here fighting too. We're down to 19. I'm like surrounded up here. I got people everywhere around me. I'm not gonna make it out too much because I don't have the equipment that I would love to have. Yeah. Ah, definitely not making it out of that one. 15, not too shabby, not too shabby. I'll take that. All right, well, you guys, I hope that this wasn't too much for you. I know I got a little emotional and I apologize. I wasn't intending on doing that for my very first broadcast, but I hope it does delve a little bit deeper into who I am. Um, I do want people to see the real me. And I'm not hiding who I am. I'm not pretending to be anybody that I'm not. I am unapologetically me. Um, and I love God. I love my family. And my story, I will definitely tell it. If there's questions about that, I will tell my past. I'm an open book in that regard, for sure, because I want people to know that it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what you've done. If you are willing to forgive yourself, if you're willing to forgive others, God can forgive you. He's gonna forgive you. You're not too late. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you are um, blessed. And I pray for you and your family, that things will just continue to get better and better. Don't lose hope if you're in a dark place. Don't lose hope because God's there. Just run to Him. That's what I did. I literally did run to Him. I ran out of my room, out the door, and down the street running to Him. Just getting everything out there. People thought I was crazy because there's people on the street. I didn't care. I don't care about the consequences now. I've lost so many friends because of this. And that is okay. Because I finally understood why. They left me. They left me because they know now that I've got boundaries. They know now that I can see what their intentions are. They know now that I'm not going to just roll over and do whatever they want. I'm not going to be that person anymore. And they don't like that. They don't like that they can't take advantage of me. They don't like that I am going forward. They don't like that I can forgive, that I don't hold grudges anymore. They don't like that I can face somebody that hurts me for whatever reason and smile and say that's okay. They don't like that, and that is okay. Um, your people will find you. They'll naturally gravitate towards you, and you just gotta be patient. Just trust God. Trust His timing for you. Don't give up. Fight. Just fight through. Um, Please like, please subscribe. I've got nobody. This is a new channel, my very first broadcast. I will probably do this like 2 or 3 times a week. I will continue. Once my work really starts picking up, it might fall back to 2 times a week, but I make time. I make time. I make time for God. I make time for everything that I can. And I feel that everybody that's out there that is trying to reach for God and doesn't know where to turn, or they're worried, and or they're thinking that it's too far gone, it's too late. I want them to be able to find me. So if you know anybody, share with them that things will get better. Share with them that there's people out there who've been through similar situations. I've been through domestic violence, I've been through sexual abuse, I've been through rape, I've been through molestation, I've been through almost being kidnapped a couple of times, I have been through the loss of a child, I have been through cancer treatment, I have been through torture as a child, I have been through torture as an adult. I was physically tortured. Um, I've been through, I've been in that dark hole where I just wanted to die. I've been there, and I want people to know that there's hope. Don't give up. You are loved. You are needed. You matter. And you are wanted. I love you. God loves you. Please like, please subscribe. And I'm sorry I'm crying again. That's because I am very emotional. But come back if you want to catch the next stream. And if there's anything you want to talk to, you can send me a message or just post another video on this one here. I'll see it. And if there's any scriptures that you want to talk about, I'll be happy to. Just mind you that I started from the Bible at the very beginning. I have gotten through only halfway, so I'm still working on it, but I will definitely dive in and talk about scriptures, talk about experiences, talk about miracles that we've witnessed, anything that you want to talk about that is uplifting. If you need a prayer, I will pray with you while we just rock out to some lighthearted music and to playing some games. The next time I probably will be on Fallout. I started a new character for everybody to kind of go along on my journey. Starting from 0. I didn't do the level 20. I started at level 2. I'm a baby. My main character is actually a little over 1,000. So I've been at the game since the very beginning, but I wanted to start anew with people, so you can just see all the new things, how to do any of the quests and such, because I've done it so many times. But yeah, catch you on the next broadcast. Thank you. God bless. And remember, you are loved.